It is my privilege to close this ceremony with a few brief remarks. Not only have we all heard the quote that 80% of life is just showing up, but I think many of us believe it and have seen evidence in our lives of people being present, doing the expected, and fulfilling basic expectations. Interestingly, while the class of 2014 has members of the class who've been showing up more often and for more years at North Shore than almost any class, this class could never be accused of just showing up. Just showing up is not in this class's DNA. It's not who they are. This group, the class of 2014, doesn't just show up. They show up and show us how. How to do school, how to make a difference, how to connect, how to contribute, and how to grow. This is a group that is very comfortable setting lofty goals and then exceeding them. The group has done school as well as their teachers, advisors, and coaches could have hoped. In terms of just showing up, the only hook is that this class may have been invested fully, day after day, month after month, year after year, and taken full advantage of what North Shore has to offer. As I indicated, many started showing up early. 11 of them have been showing up daily for 13 or 14 years. A record 11 lifers began North Shore as 4- and 5-year-olds, and even then, they quickly established themselves as an unusually focused and determined group. This business-like attitude continued through the lower school, in the middle school, and finally as they moved to the upper school. The group, always changing with the addition of terrific new members, all of whom held their own and brought their own energy and talent, brought this unusual consistency of effort, of involvement, and of focus. As their teachers got to know them, they saw a distinctness that seemed different from other classes. This group seemed more dependable, a bit more focused, possibly more driven than most. Instead of teachers working to motivate or demand, we found ourselves reminding this group to pace themselves, to keep perspective, and even at times to lighten up. As a group, their academic prowess has really raised the bar. Focus and delivery became this group's catchwords. Let's get it done, and done well became their call. This group, while connected and cohesive, is made up of students who fit a wide range of categories. The class has scholars and artists, athletes, actors, and musicians, those who have led the way providing service to others, and those who are particularly adept at building community and leading others. By describing their various talents, I don't mean to imply that each student could be easily categorized as a scholar or an athlete or an artist. No, thanks to who they are as individuals and thanks to the North Shore Country Day School experience, each graduate is multifaceted and multi-talented. All of the individuals behind me have wonderful potential. They are a group that is clearly ready to take on what's next. I mentioned at the closing Morning X on Monday that the spring musical, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, is an apt metaphor for this school year and this class. All that saw Joseph experienced a truly outstanding show, held together in many ways by members of the class of 2014. 2.5 weeks before Joseph, I had a visit from members of the drama department, Mr. Querio, Ms. McCall, and Ms. Flory. They brought to the meeting a large piece of paper, and it was divided into 2 parts, a left side and a right side. The term full production was on the left side of the paper, and modified production was on the right side. The words yes and no with question marks were written on each side of the paper. Then each side had lists detailing what needed to be done in the next 2 weeks in order for us to have a successful performance. Both lists seemed incredibly ambitious. It was actually an education for me to understand what it took to put on a terrific performance, a performance that would meet a high level. As my colleagues walked me through the list of things that needed to be developed and fine-tuned, it was clear that they were unsettled and very concerned. Their thoughtful and detailed analysis led them to a single conclusion. Delivering a quality performance in 2.5 weeks would not be possible. No, rather than yes, or even maybe, was the answer to each question. It seemed clear that the performance had little chance to meet our standards. Our construction project had created just too many obstacles, too many complications, rehearsals in unfamiliar spaces, no workshop to develop scenery, uninstalled lighting boards, soundboards that were unfamiliar. Despite very thoughtful planning, the effort of hard work of so many, the challenge was just too much. And in their professional opinions, a full production of Joseph was impossible. There was actually a discussion of postponing the performance or moving it off campus to another venue. Logic suggested that keeping it on campus would lead to a compromised effort, less of a set and scenery, less staging, a far less professional and polished production that we have come to expect, and more importantly, that these students deserved. It was a message I was not prepared to hear. While I tried to be sensitive and understanding, I didn't know what to do. After all, I'd been trumpeting the new auditorium and the production of Joseph for over a year. In addition, all our messages were that construction was on schedule. I was flustered. I came up with the only thing I could think of. How's the cast? I asked. Are our students stepping up? Have they been invested and cooperative? The answer was music to my ears, pun intended. They're an outstanding group. There's great leadership. There's great cooperation. The talent level is very high. There's maturity and focus. These kids are in a really good place. I had my opening. We agreed that our responsibility was to our students, their overall experience, the learning opportunities, the growth that would come their way. We recognized that while our expectations for the performance were one thing, that it was the experience and the process and the opportunity to perform, to work together, to rise to the occasion that needed to be the focus. After all, we're a school, and it's supposed to be about learning. We left my office slightly reassured, and in fact feeling a slight sense of confidence because of our students, and in particular because of the members of the cast who are part of the class of 2014. They were in a good place. They would make it all work. They would lead the way and deliver. Those who saw Joseph know it was a smash, one of our better productions ever. As audience members, we saw no compromise, no shortcuts, a performance that was in many ways truly inspiring. We have the individuals in this class to thank. They did more than show up. They came through and excelled, which, as I think about it, was no surprise. The song we heard a few minutes ago, sung so beautifully by the upper school chorus, is entitled "I Was Here." The lyrics, which were pointed out by Mr. Querioto and was performed at the spring concert, seem particularly meaningful for senior classes. And I think he picked it out just not for a senior class, but for this senior class. The entire song really resonates with me, but when I think of this class, the following words ring true. I was here. I want to do something that matters, say something different, something that sets the whole world on its ear. I want to do something better with the time I've been given. And I want to try to touch a few hearts in this life, leave nothing less than something that says, I was here. I hope it's become apparent that the class of 2014 has in fact been here. They've been here in a way that we never took for granted. They were here that mattered, really mattered. I'd like to thank them for their influence on the school, their fellow students, on their teachers, their advisors and coaches, and I'd like to thank them for their influence on me. As they go forward from North Shore, we are confident that they will continue to matter. They will make a difference, help raise the bar. They will connect and contribute. The last couple of years, I've passed along advice from seniors, junior kindergarten and senior kindergarten buddies to help launch the graduates. While many adults will be offering advice to these graduates in the next few months, it often takes someone younger with a fresher perspective to offer advice that really connects and is remembered. What follows are some thoughts from this year's junior and senior kindergarten students. They were asked the question, what advice would you give your senior buddy as he or she heads off to college? One said the following, go to college in Hawaii. Work hard so you can try to be President of the United States. You will make lots of new friends because you are so nice. Don't forget your gum. I think watermelon is best. Keep in touch with me. Another, can you bring a picture of us to college? Please remember me. You are so special and kind. You should study about dogs because I have one at home. Be kind to others. You can't be mad and make new friends. You have to be nice, which you already are. I will miss how funny you are. I like how happy you are. I hope you will make nice friends in college. Make sure to express your personality and kindness. Bring your clothes, toothbrush, and glasses. A couple more. Don't forget your hat and don't forget to work hard. When you are lonely, just go up to another person and ask them if he or she wants to be your friend. It's easy to make friends. Bring your stuffed animal to college. Bring your party clothes and your wedding dress. Don't forget to pack a backpack and lunchbox. You should learn a lot about butterflies. When you grow up, you should be a weather person. You can make new friends by giving them a hug. I'm going to miss you, but I still love you. Come back and visit me. I hope you have a good time in college. If you have a fish tank, you should take it with you. Take your computer, your toothbrush, clothes, and your telephone to call your parents. I don't know what you should be when you grow up. Try lots of things and you'll know. Two more. I'm going to miss you when you go to college. You should take your swimming suit in case you go swimming. If it says no dogs allowed, you can't take your dog. But I want you to take your real dog. You should study real dogs so that you can be a doctor for dogs and treat my dog. And then possibly my favorite, when you go to college, make sure you bring your footy pajamas. I will end with a sentimental thought, the same thought I have shared with previous classes, although I have shared it with other classes that have come before you. Know that it represents my genuine good wishes for the class of 2014. Over a century ago, a mother sent her son and daughter to the new world with the following wish. Many may think this brief passage is too sentimental, but know that it expresses our sincere wish from your parents, your family, and your teachers. May the road rise up to meet you. May the sun shine warmly on your face. May the rain fall softly on your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present to you the graduating class of 2014 from the North Shore Country Day School.